I think one thing also we need to touch is that does Kaizer Chiefs have a coach that can improve the players? You know, if the Cruz is a perfect coach for Kaizer Chiefs and his CV speaks a lot highly of what he can do, I think they still have the quality. We should not look away from the quality that Kaizer Chiefs has. I mean, they still have a Patrick Mayo's son, you know, Kanyisa Mayo, yeah, of which we haven't seen the best of him ever since he came back. So if a coach can improve the player, it still shows that they can work in and within around the quality that they have. Because they have the quality. If they have a coach that can improve it, Kaizer Chiefs can still compete as much as they are not signing a lot of players, you know. But if they have a person that can make sure that the players are at the right space, is supporting them well, and he's coaching them to improve, then they are in the right direction. Because when you look at Rhulani Mokoena, he's one of the best youngsters that we have, you know. And I wouldn't doubt if he goes to Kaizer Chiefs and excel, because that's one of the team that has a huge number of volume when it comes to a support. And Rhulani Mokoena is that type of a player who's going to be, you know, excited when playing against a crowd that's pushing him, and he has a coach that's going to be supportive and improve his game as a youngster.
Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on 086-000-2160 or WhatsApp us. You can video call us as well on 060-552-7303. You can send us a video with your thoughts on it or a voice note as well. Let's move on now to a player that surprisingly has not moved. I mean, we've known of the availability of him since the contract ended, since Orlando Pirates said we will not be getting him back. He's on a free, yet no interest as far as what's been confirmed on the market. There could be plenty secretively, but on the market with the journals that are covering the story, still nothing. Tshegofatso Mabasa.
One of the top strikers, one of the best goal poachers. It's really saddening to find the fact that he hasn't gotten any local interest that we know of. You know,
and nothing solid.
Nothing solid. But I think it goes down to what we've been speaking about, the salary cut. It becomes an issue, and you look at the age, because most teams here in South Africa, they are valuing not only the performance of the player, but they are valuing the player based on the age. And Lutsego has been performing season after season, scoring goals after. You need someone that's like that in front of goals, you know. So it's really saddening to find a player of that quality and caliber of Tshegofatso Mabasa still unattached at this time of the season.
Piso, Tshegofatso Mabasa was a big surprise when he was loaned out from Orlando Pirates. It was a big surprise when Stellies didn't keep him. It's a big surprise now that a player, and I mean, I've had conversations with Tshegofatso. I think, and maybe there's things I don't know, but I think he's a solid boy.
Top.
Well, I don't know if you've encountered him. Top. I think he's a solid boy, humble young man, hard worker, speaks so well. So I can't think of anything off the field, but obviously don't know that.
Down to earth as well.
Down to earth. Are you surprised?
Very surprised, I think he has been an incredible player even for Pirates. I believe he's been their best forward over the last couple of years. Even when he was loaned out, I was very surprised because I felt like he was their best number 9 in the team, especially for the style of play that Orlando Pirates wanted to play. You see, so it was a big surprise. I'm very surprised that he isn't attached right now, because I think Tshegofatso Mabasa is one of those players that is like a Peter Shalulile, a Kropla, where you're almost guaranteed that he's going to score goals. He knows where the goal is. He knows how to finish. He knows how to get himself into those positions. So I would have thought that he would have been snapped up by now. But this is speculation. I think that it's probably one of the things that Lorenz said there, that at this age, as a Tshegofatso Mabasa, maybe you're looking for your next money move. That's what I would probably assume, that maybe that's the one thing, that these teams, the valuation, like Kola says, they are valuing him a lot lower than what he feels like he deserves for everything that he has achieved. I think that might be the only issue, because on the field, I don't think you can find a striker as good as him currently in the PSL, especially for the teams that are looking at him.
At 29, I'd understand to say this is possibly second last contract or even last contract, if depending on how long it is. I want a certain amount of money. This is when I'm going all out, Mark. It would make sense for me if that is a Tshegofatso thing.
Yeah, most definitely. My heart bleeds for him. And like the gents here, I have no idea why he's not attached at the moment. When you look at, and I know personally that just about every club you speak to, the one thing they are looking for, the one position that everyone still needs to fill, the one position that's a problem for every club is the striker. Strikers and goalkeepers are a commodity, and for a striker of his quality to still be roaming around is absolutely mind-boggling. And I was really, I've said it before, that I was gutted with the whole Pirate situation as well, because I believe records are meant to be broken, and he was so close to becoming Pirates' all-time leading goal scorer. When you look at the amount of times he was loaned out, he didn't play consistently for Pirates throughout his time.
Swallows a little bit.
And he still came so close to becoming, I mean, this is not some Mickey Mouse team. This is Orlando Pirates. He's so close to becoming Orlando Pirates' all-time leading goal scorer. It speaks to the caliber of the man. It speaks to the quality of his personality, even when he went out, wherever he went, he really did well.
What is he, 8 goals shy,
did
yeah?
the business. Yeah, it's literally like 8 goals away from
50.
Tovila Kazi's record. Yeah.
Yo!
That literally, that breaks my heart, because I was looking forward, and I believe if he, let's say he finished last season and he had one more year, I believe he would have gotten the record.
Yeah.
Because for him, 8 goals in a year and a half is child's play. I believe he could easily have gotten that, and that's what I don't understand. He's and you know, if he was a troublesome figure as well, if he was a bad boy, if we can call it that, where, you know, he's coming to training drunk or staying away from training, whatever the case may be, he's a model professional. I've also spoken to him. He's so respectful, so humble. He's the type of player you want around your dressing room, and then he delivers on the field as well. This one, make it make sense. I don't know, somewhere, somehow.
Well, the other big talking point amongst the transfers, and possibly this is the transfer I know I'm looking forward to most if it happens. This is the one that South Africa is looking at, because this is potentially the next big thing in South Africa. We also had a conversation about Emile Witbooi. What's happening there with that transfer? Is it going to happen? Here's what Mtua had to say about his valuation.
They believe that he's a player who's destined for Europe. They're not in a rush. They said the player's also not in a rush to move. Anyone who wants him will obviously come and pay the right price. And the interesting thing is that there's obviously overseas teams that are also looking at the player, you know. So I'm told Pirates did inquire about him, and they were told that's the price. And they felt the price was a bit too...
The €1 million.
Yeah, the €1 million. Which is about, I think, 18.6 million rands. So that's almost 20 million rands. So a bit steep.
Mark? Is it a bit steep?
I don't know. If you look at the potential of the player, if you look at his age, probably not. When you look at what the next club is probably going to get for him, it's definitely not. So it's a tough one. It depends on a lot of factors, and there's no guarantees in this game. That's the thing. There are no guarantees. There are no guarantees of what will happen in the future. But you can understand why they value him at €1 million, purely because of what his potential value will be and what his potential says he'll amount to. So has he achieved that yet? Probably not, but it's purely based on his age and his potential.
Kola, Emile Vitbooi, the one thing about him is we want to see him play PSL football. What was it, 6-5 games before they got relegated? We never really got to see his potential. Was under pressure playing to save a team from relegation. Imagine an Emile Witbooi at his age now playing in a structured team, beginning of the season, no pressure, so to speak, with senior players around him that are trying to win things or not trying to survive.
I think for me now, it will depend, you know. It will depend on the fact that what are you buying Emile Witbooi for?
Yeah.
You buying him to help you win the league, the price is too steep. You're buying him to resell him. Probably that's an investment that you can look into because he's young, he's got the potential. And like Rodman has already alluded, there are no guarantees. We can buy him and spend close to 20 million and he does not become what we want. Is he going to be guaranteed gameplay? We are not sure because it's competition. You put him at a team like Orlando Pirates, it's not a walkover. There's probably 2-3 more wingers that are as good as he is, that are probably unknown as he is, because sometimes that also take part. He's popular, he's well known now, but there is quality players that are close to him or even better. There's always someone better, whether we like it or not. And as it is, if they are buying him to help the team to win the league, I think the price is too much. But it keeps
when you say too much, you mean because he won't play as many games?
Not because it's not guaranteed. He can
Let's
play as
pause
many games.
I want to get back to this conversation. Let's just take a quick pause.
It's official. The Woolies Quality Sale is now on. Get up to 50% off a selection of fashion, beauty, and homeware. Shop in-store, online, and on the app.
Celebrate the world's biggest soccer spectacular. It's 6:47 on the Mighty Metro FM. The guys are here. And guys, sorry, you just finished the conversation. We want to take that break quickly. You're speaking about as far as Emile Witbooi is concerned. I'd love to see the boy play PSL football. He's 17, turns 18 soon. And I think, if not now, then when for an Emile Vitboy. But got a feeling that amount of money, what is it, 18 million rand, could be a little too much. Mark, you had a question for that?
No, I mean, Kola is saying if it's a team that wants to win the league, then it's too much. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying that, Mark, is that how much are you going to win in the league? You're going to win 20 million. That's the same price you're willing to play for a 17-year-old.
For a single player.
Then it makes no business sense. And because it does not come with the
guarantee. Talking business, my boy.
PSL has turned to business. That's why the cut downs and the young player signing so that they can resell them and pay them a salary bracket that would fit into the grant. So you buy a vet boy for 20 million. He deserves maybe even more. If
teams are Pirates or your Sundowns,
no, that's too much. Locally, for me, it does not make business sense, honestly. You are going to compete in a league that's going to pay you back 20 million rand. You've already spent that to secure a player. And if it does not deliver, because he's not walking in having to have a playing contract, you are not guaranteed of the quality that is going to give you. Remember also, with change of environment comes a change of behavior, change of personalities. We don't know what can affect or what can improve him. But if they are buying him not only for here to help them win the league, compete locally and whatsoever, looking at the future to say we can actually resell him at more, I think then he would be a good fit. But if local teams are coming and you're asking 20, there's so many ways where they can structure the contract, where to say
wasn't Munapule saying 20? I mean, the rumor around Munapule selling from Pirates to Sundowns was 20.
Yeah. It's a rumor. It's not yet confirmed. They can structure it, man.
Tshegofatso Mabasa as well. Reportedly 15 from SuperSport to Sundowns. So these are not amounts that are unheard of. And definitely. This is a younger player whom you still have 10, 15 years with, a resale.
But Andile, let's look at the Tshegofatso Mabasa sale. He was already a Bafana player. He had already won trophies with SuperSport.
How old was he at the time?
He was around 20-something years when he went to Sundowns. And it paid dividends at Mamelodi Sundowns.
But they didn't know that when they bought him.
Yes, but I'm saying he came with the experience already. Okay. That boy is 17. And you spend 20 million on the young boy. What are you then saying? The pressure that's going to come with that, is he going to be able to withstand it?
You say it's not a gamble enough.
Yeah, we're not sure as yet as to he can live up to those expectations because there's no backing factors. He hasn't played that much in the PSL.
For me, with this one, I put money aside. To be honest with you, I couldn't be bothered about the value. For me, what's best for Emile right now? That's the most important thing.
What is best for him?
If you look at it, where is Emile gonna go? Where he's gonna play 20 to 25 games this season? Is there anywhere in the PSL that he's going to go where he's going to get that?
Let's look at the top 3 teams.
Especially the teams that are vying for him.
Let's look at the top 3 teams. Does he play 15 to 20 games at Sundowns?
He doesn't.
No. Does he play 15 games at Pirates?
I don't think he doesn't.
There's no guarantee.
Does he play 15 games at Chiefs?
Probably
Huh?
not. You know, I mean, what I was saying about
So
Witbooi,
all
no?
three, no. So
Sorry, Mark.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
I was just saying, put a 5 million to say, here's Emile Vitboy, he's 17. And then put on our add-ons. You
Close,
say,
yeah.
he plays 20 games, you give us maybe 2 million, 3 million extra. He assists maybe a certain number of assists, you give us 5 million, because you trust so much in that investment.
put a sell-on clause.
And he's got a potential. And then you put a sell-on clause. You say, Orlando Pirates, if we give him to you, you sell him for 100 and something million, we want 50%. You know, that one is agreed upon. Then chances of guarantee in return, they are very high.
So Emile doesn't play 15 games in the top 3 teams. Piso?
To answer that question, look at how much excitement and how much Chiefs pushed to get a Velebai. He wasn't a regular starter for Kaizer Chiefs last season. He came off the bench in a lot of games. Look at how exciting Mfundo Vilakazi is. He wasn't a regular starter for Kaizer Chiefs. Look at a Batman. He came into Chiefs also, a lot of excitement. He wasn't a regular starter. I'm not saying that Emile is at the same level or whatever, but he's another young player that is coming in. Like Ola says, there's a lot of variables that you have to account for. I think, for me, there's 2 things here. Firstly, I would love to see Emile Witbooi playing in the league regularly. And like I said, we're building towards 2030 World Cup now. I want to see him at the World Cup. So this is where you have to start him now to build up for the 4 years. But I think another thing that PSL clubs might be looking at here in terms of these valuations that are going around is you don't want to muddy the waters. And what I mean by that is, look at what a Neymar transfer from Barcelona to PSG did. Because of that valuation and because of how much he went for, every other player got bumped up in terms of how much a team can ask for a player, right? Another thing that I think is a
Yeah,
filter
they're called
for
comps. Yeah.
exactly. See,
Competitive
market,
rates. Yeah.
basically.
exactly. And another thing that I think a Cape Town City will be looking at here is you just, like I said earlier, have 160 million for those 3 guys that are just 4 years older than him. We're just asking for 20. So I think that's another thing that clubs are now looking at it as we know.
So I'm going to stop there because I want to play this very quickly so we can react from it. Coach Rhulani Mokoena has got a new home. I don't want to wait, Timmy. Play it.
So there's been a lot of speculation around where Rulani Mokoena would end up, and part of the reports were obviously around Pyramids chasing him, and this club has been after Rulani Mokoena for about 2 years now, from after he left Mamelodi Sundowns, then when he left Wydad Athletic Club as well. I can confirm that it's a done deal. Rulani Mokoena is the new head coach of Pyramids FC in Egypt. He gets to play in one of the best leagues on the African continent and coach a well-oiled machine that has.
Coach Rhulani Mokoena is on the move again. He's off to Pyramids, one of the best teams on the continent in the last 2 years. A team that financially has put out some money to get some of the best players on the continent. Your thoughts? Piso, you were still hot on the mic. I'm giving you a minute each here.
Yeah, look, I'll always be happy for a South African coach going to a big team. You know, Pyramids are the CAF Champions League winners from the previous season, so I'm happy for Rhulani. But
What's the but?
I don't know how it.
You know, I'm a huge Rhulani fan.
I'm a huge Rhulani fan.
So what's
also,
the but?
You see, I just think I don't know how it ends up looking for your CV if you move every 6 months. Right, because he was winning the league in with his previous team, and then he left midway through the season to go to this new team, to Tripoli, and then at the end of the season also you're leaving that team to go to a Pyramids. It starts to feel like you are a short-term 6-month coach, and regardless of how much quality he has, in the long run, I don't know how that's going to look on his CV. But in terms of being happy for him and for the financial backing that is probably going to get at Pyramids, and you know the exposure that is going to get with a team that is playing at the level that they're playing, I'm happy for him. I'm just worried that it starts to look like a Chippa United situation where every 6 months there's a new coach or there's a new. I think that's what it's going to look like in the end.
Mark, he's on the move. He's in Egypt.
Yeah, it's a tough one to comment on because it's a no-brainer when you at Tripoli in Libya and an Egyptian giant called you. It's a step up, but then you ask yourself, again, the same questions Biso has, what was the motivation behind the actual move to Tripoli? And, was that achieved? Was it not achieved? What was the motivation? What was the idea when, like you say, you were on track to win the league, to, put some backing behind you, and then it was a big decision to make that move. And then 6 months later, it's another move. So what's the motivation? That's, the challenge, the questions that will be asked. And it was a big surprise to me that he initially went to this move. You understand. For me, it's a step up. The previous one, not so much. And so what is the motivation? That's always going to be the question.
Kola, Coach Rhulani Mokoena, on the move. He's with Pyramids now, winners of the Champions League 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's good news for him, for South African coaches that are aspiring to become like him. And like the two gents have already touched on it, I would love to see him staying longer, because once he stays longer at the team, what he can give in terms of playing style, the philosophy, and the achievements that you can get. It does not look nice when you are bumping into clubs, moving now and then. But I'm happy for him with this move, because it's a better team than Tripoli, So congratulations to him with this move, and I hope he stays longer.
Guys, Sunday, big game. Kola, I have 10 seconds for you. Talk to me.
Spain, you cannot beat France and lose in the final.
Okay. Cannot beat France and lose in the final.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm with you, Mark.
I have no idea.
I just want good football.
So the thing is, I'm a neutral on this one, purely because if I'm being honest, I don't want Argentina to win it, but I want Messi to win it. If that makes any sense. I don't like Argentina, but I love Messi.
Piso, give us your I need to say stupidity on air. I can't say that. I can't.
It's going to sound the same as Mark. Listen, I'm not an Argentina fan, I'm a Messi fan, right? But the reason why I love Spain is because Spain has got 8 players from my team, which is Barcelona. And I would love to see Lamine Yamal win a World Cup at the age of 19. So I'm also split
during the World Cup, we don't take off our club t-shirts.
No, personally,
no.
no.
You should. This has nothing to do with the club.
I've been trying to say that to someone for the last hour. He says either way he wins.
That badge doesn't exist.
If Argentina wins, then listen to this, Mark. If Argentina wins, I'm celebrating. This is not me. This is Biso. I'm celebrating because a Barcelona legend has won. Because Messi wins. I'm celebrating because Barcelona players have won. We've lost football in this country. It's out the window.
Because Messi has won, not because of Barcelona legend. Because Messi has won.
Biso is not alone. There were some South Africans. There were many South Africans that couldn't support Bafana purely because they felt they weren't well enough represented. So it's understood.
Not going to talk about that. Give us the voice notes quickly.
We don't know. It could be for good or for bad.